They exposed the communists who traveled to Cuba for going on a poverty safari. And just look at this. This photograph is simply brutal. The communists, these leftist progressives, taking pictures on a bus, very relaxed, while people here are going hungry. But, as if that wasn't enough, they also did this. The members of Pablo Iglesias and Hassan Piker's very important person flotilla throw food to Cuban children so that they dance while they record videos for their social media. Unbelievable. They've already crossed all the lines. They think they're dealing with animals. Cuba is not a safari for foreigners. Guys, this is real. Please, let's watch this video. Pay attention.
That's disrespectful. Seeing that man with a cookie in his hand making a little kid dance for a cookie, that's disrespectful. Taking advantage of Cuban misery.
I mean, as if they were cattle, as if they were a little puppy, you know, where they say, hey, if you dance, I'll throw you a cookie. Unbelievable what these people did.
Taking full advantage of Cuban misery.
Taking advantage of the misery of the Cuban people, that's what they were doing there. Incredible but true. I'll share with you the moment when these guys got on these buses. Look, thank you. Seriously, these people have no shame. They got on here to tour the streets of Cuba and take pictures of people going hungry. Filming them, incredible but true. Let's see what they tell us. Dear Western liberals, let me remind you that in the United States, liberals are leftist progressives. Cuba is not your personal poverty safari, and Cubans are not zoo animals for you to observe with curiosity from your tour bus. And their lives are already hard enough, without a bunch of weirdos with pink hair telling them how lucky they are to live under communism, go back home. I mean, people are fed up with these guys. People are tired of these characters who are a bunch of hypocrites. Because on top of everything, they stayed in the only building, in the only place with electricity on the entire island of Cuba. No, it's unbelievable. We're going to see in a moment, because these guys even started throwing parties in the middle of the night. Seriously, they were partying while the people were in the dark and hungry? Look, in fact, here they tell us a bit more about the poverty safari of the communists. Very important person treatment for Pablo Iglesias and his friends in Havana. While people are without electricity and starving, they're partying at the hotel nightclub. It seems like a provocation. Look at this, guys. It's unbelievable. Just look at it. I mean, Cubans from afar recording how these guys were partying. Unbelievable. The so-called supporters, right? Impressive. But anyway, let's see what they tell us in this video. Please pay attention. Yes, look.
He used, the image of a communist who went to Cuba, as we see here, with gold chains. Look, also with brand products like Versace. Incredible, with children from Cuba, obviously, who probably don't get all their meals. I mean, she went to use them to take pictures with these kids who don't have access to electricity, food, or anything. He, as we can see, is a lover of capitalism, but no, he went to campaign against capitalism. He is anti-capitalist, he is a communist, and he went to defend the Cuban dictatorship. What they're doing is disgusting. These are the activists.
It turns out that all the media came out to applaud these leftists. Look, Pablo and Greta Thunberg are bringing the light of the revolution to Cuba. The light of the revolution, please. The only light they brought was from their cell phone. The one from the nightclub, to start dancing there, not to twerk to Bad Bunny's music. Probably amazing. It's just unfortunate. It's ridiculous what these people do. But anyway, here they tell us. The communists from Code Pink and their friends are using poor Cuban children for their propaganda. Just look at this. Just look at this, guys. What shameless people.
Look, enjoy your meal.
Look, more, just look at that. Thank you, thank you. And here all of these people are gathered, obviously, to make their strategies and campaigns about how to talk about Cuba and the revolution and blah blah blah.
And so it's like a daycare, it's like a fantasy school.
Unbelievable, these people have no shame now. Here they tell us, but Pablo Iglesias says that things in Cuba aren't that bad. Let's see how many Cubans are doing. This is the reality that many Cubans live every day. Look at this, guys. That's it. I mean, the regime, the Cuban tyranny, has to fall as soon as possible. This little joke is over. No, they shouldn't last another year. Freedom for Cuba? Havana is completely destroyed. It's falling apart. They put us here.
No, 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 no. No, no, no.
No, 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 no. Houses in Cuba are falling apart due to lack of maintenance. I'm convinced that many, sadly, will collapse in the next decade because they can't last any longer. Seriously. Look at this, guys. The state. No, it's impressive. But anyway, I want to show you something that Hassan Piker said. Here they're telling us. Hassan Piker claims that Cubans enjoy not having electricity because of their island mentality and carefree attitude. And the unfortunate thing is, keep in mind that he's staying at the most exclusive hotel in Cuba with a lot of power. Of course, it's crazy, guys. It's just pathetic what these people are doing. Worldwide outrage over the visit of foreigners to Cuba in the midst of the worst crisis the island has experienced since the arrival of Castroism to power. They stay in 5-star hotels with power generators and are given tours that Cubans themselves call misery safaris, meaning that's what the Cuban people themselves call them. Now imagine, if any of you are wondering how disconnected these guys are from reality, pay attention to the following tweet. My husband and I decided to take a humanitarian weekend trip to Cuba. The Cubans, grateful, gathered in the streets to applaud our initiative. Of course, the tourist buses there don't have air conditioning, so we had to cut the trip short. Then one day we plan to return in the fall and stay longer. Long live Cuba. I mean, it bothered him that the buses didn't have air conditioning and he had to go back. It can't be possible. These people are a joke. They're a living joke. It's unbelievable. They're ridiculous now. Here they're telling us. Not even in the best South Park episodes could they have come up with what the very important person crew is doing. In Cuba, they're doing a real poverty safari, driving regime trucks through the streets of Havana, taking pictures of poor people. It's brutal, yeah guys, seriously, it's complete madness what these people did. But well, masks off, they've shown their true colors. See you next time.